All right, everybody, thanks for joining and looking at my driving video now about this 2011 Chevy Malibu LT. This is the car we're going to drive. Just wanted you to take a quick look and be able to see on the outside what we're going to drive here. Ice silver metallic, really pretty when the sun comes out and is shining on it. We got a little bit of that in the walk around video. Take a look for my walk around video as well, and you'll get to see this car inside, outside, under the hood, and every which way. So, but here we are going to drive. Seatbelt on, and when you put it in gear, the doors lock. So, gonna zoom this out. We're gonna drive some city streets and freeway streets and low speed, high speed, everything in between, so you can really see how this car drives, which is nothing less than perfect. Has a lot of new parts I'm going to tell you about here as we drive, and it's been well cared for, and as you see, 123,000 miles. Very good miles on this car. 2.4 liter 4-cylinder, 33 miles to the gallon on the freeway, which is nothing less than fantastic, right? Like I said in the walk around, everybody wants cars that get great gas mileage, and this is pretty high. Low cost of ownership cars. This car fits that category for many reasons. Inexpensive to own, operate, and maintain. That equals low cost of ownership. This car is a nice mid-size, I would call it. It's definitely, you know, it's not small, it's not compact, it's not subcompact, it's just a nice mid-size car. Comfortable, roomy in the front and the back. Has a real nice size trunk that I showed in the walk-around video. Rear seats fold down, which I showed in the other video. Very nice to be able to put longer or big or bulky objects through in the trunk, and it just rides nice. It's pretty quiet. Everything works like it should on this car, and it has a lot of new parts, so nothing better than a nice new set of tires and brand new brakes and rotors. This car has all of that. This car has 4 brand new tires. This car has new brakes and rotors in the front and the rear. It has new control arms in the front with ball joints. So all of that new stuff certainly gives it just a like new ride. Also has a new thermostat, a new air filter, a fresh oil change, and an alignment. Of course, when you put new tires, you should always align your car. Even more so, you replace suspension parts like ball joints or control arms, you definitely need to align the car. So it has all of that in an alignment. It also has regular routine maintenance from new until current. So very nice, consistent, regular services and maintenance. This car has only had 2 owners. That's right, 2 owners. Has clean Carfax, clean history. Most recent owner for 3.5 years, and about 30,000 miles. Three and a half years of ownership, putting on 30,000 miles. That's what I mean. The car has 123,000 miles. But on that note, these miles, I still would say that these are low miles for its age, because if you do the simple math of the mileage compared to the age, the maths to about 9,500 miles per year, which is very reasonable and still, I would say, low. By any account, it's low. So once again, great car for the money. Low miles, a lot of new parts, low cost of ownership and maintenance, great fuel mileage, You know, I mean, that's pretty much everything anybody that is buying sensibly or economically would want to have. So it's all of that and a bag of chips. Thanks for watching and joining. Appreciate that. Appreciate your views. Appreciate your thumbs up, subscriptions, suggestions, whatever you would like to do in the comments section. I appreciate your feedback. I really do. Thank you for writing something, saying something, sharing your thoughts or suggestions. And I even more so appreciate when my video has helped someone in another city or town or state or land to consider to buy one of these cars based on my video. So meaning that I get a lot of feedback that way, you know, that someone finds my video helpful to their decisioning process in their own city or town or state or country, and say, hey, that was really helpful. I appreciate that. That brings me joy. That makes me happy. It makes me be happy to do what I do here with these views and reviews for you about all these cars. Look how pretty the street is with these fall trees. But I like the seat in this car. I think it's more than adequately comfortable for a car of this price point. I like it. I think it's comfortable. I think it's supportive. This driver's side seat is power. Passenger side is not, but the driver's side's power. And the driver's side, both seats are heated, but the driver's side's power and the driver's side has lumbar. So with all of those adjustments, definitely, you know, able to get comfortable how you like. On top of that, another thing this car has, hang on a second, I'm not going to demonstrate this to you, not while we're driving anyway, but this car steering wheel goes telescopic, so it goes up and down and in and out. And that's really paramount to getting ultimately comfortable in your seat. I don't think a lot of people realize that, but once you get a seat how you like it, or the combination of getting the seat how you like it plus getting the steering wheel, you know, for a shorter person to be able to bring that steering wheel closer to them, or a tall person to lift it up, or someone with a bigger belly to be able to lift it up. You know, most cars do tilt, of course, but the telescoping feature in and out, if you have long arms, short stature, tall stature, it's certainly a nice adjustment. So that's definitely something that just makes the overall driving experience much more enjoyable. So great car for the money. I'm going to say that probably 10 times by the time of the end of this video, but I truly believe it. I just think it's a lot of car for the money, a great car for the money, very sensible. I think this is a great car for a first-time driver, and I kind of put first-time drivers and old people, you know, older people that are still driving in the same sort of bucket or group. I think the needs are similar, you know, safe, economical, manageable size, you know, easy to drive, easy to operate, and this car checks all those boxes. It's safe. It's a nice medium size. It's easy to see out of and see around. You've got traction control. You've got side airbags, front wheel drive, anti-lock brakes. You know, I mean, it's not really any bad blind spots. It's very easy to see out of and drive, and it's inexpensive to own and operate and maintain, and it gets crazy high gas mileage. So it's a great car for anyone, but it's especially great for people in that bucket of young driver or old driver, at least I think. My aunt, who recently passed, was that kind of driver. 80 plus years old, and you know, she had a very simple four-door Camry, much more simple than this car and even older than this car. And you know, it's all she needed to be able to go to the store, go to the bank, a couple doctor's appointments, and you know, just get around town, not going out and driving to Canada or driving to Florida. Typically those kind of people, and neither are young drivers usually, because their parents aren't going to let them go that far. Anyway, that's my thoughts about that. The only thing I would say as a negative about this car, and I just heard it, so I'm going to comment about it, and I'll probably comment when we get on the freeway. We're headed towards the freeway now, so keep on watching, and we'll go out on the freeway and drive a few miles down and back. The only negative I would say about this car from a drivability standpoint, and I don't even think it's that big a deal if you were having a conversation with someone in the car or you had the radio turned up, but upon heavier acceleration, there's a little more engine noise than I would expect for a car at this level, because this is kind of like the equivalent of a Camry, like my aunt's Camry I was just talking about, or a Honda Accord, or, you know, there's a Honda Accord coming the other way, like size-wise and price point-wise and all those things. You know, it's kind of in that category. You know, there's a Kia Optima or whatever, you know, similar size to all that stuff. So those cars don't have quite as much, you know, noise from under the hood. And this has a little more, but again, it's not very, very pronounced. It's just there a little more than you might expect upon heavier acceleration. Pretty Cadillac. There's that new turn signal switch working as it should. If you were watching the walk around video, don't worry, I'm looking out front. This switch here, the turn signal switch, is brand new. This is real common to go bad on these Malibus, Cobalts, a lot of Chevy cars that use this. I think the Equinox. This car also has automatic headlights, which is another good safety feature for a first-time driver or an old person, so they don't forget to turn them on and off. I mean, some of us that are really good drivers don't have to think about this kind of stuff, but you know, I think it's important. But anyway, that switch is new, very common to wear out and go bad. That was something else that was replaced to make this car 100% ready to drive and ready to be enjoyed. There's a transport driving one of these. That brings me to another talking point that we'll talk about here in a minute. So turn signal switch works like it should. What happens is when they get worn out, this car was not canceling, which the canceling function of a turn signal switch is when it turns off after you turn the corner, and it wasn't doing that, so it was clearly time to be replaced. So that's that. This car rides nice, handles nice, the steering is very easy. Again, I think the seat is very adequately comfortable. The headrest is nice and big and padded. If you look at the passenger side one there, it hits my head nice and firmly and squarely, and I'm about 6'1" tall. Also, from a standpoint of someone that would be taller than myself, I have about 6 inches of headroom above my head to the ceiling right now. So I do think there would be adequate headroom and, you know, hip and leg room for someone that would be taller than I am. I don't even have the seat all the way back, and I've got my legs pretty well stretched out there. So you hear right there when I push the accelerator down a little harder. That's what I'm talking about. Just a little more than, you know, yeah, sure, come on. Just a little more than you might expect. So that's all. Not a big deal. And we're gonna go through this yellow light. Yep. Or red light, however you want to call it. All right, now we're gonna get on the freeway here. I'll push it down a little harder again right now so you can hear that, but it's not terrible. It's just something I wanted to point out. And this being a 4-cylinder, it has to work a little harder to get up to speed and let the RPMs go out a little bit higher, which also contributes to increased engine noise. But then once you're up to speed and you let off the accelerator, it's nice and quiet, of course. And something else I do like about this, here we are at 70 miles per hour on the freeway, and right here at 70, 72, the RPMs are down to about 2,000 or just over 2,000, so it's a nice low RPM, which is nice. That's what helps with fuel economy, that's what helps with engine noise, and it just makes it overall better and quieter and more fuel efficient the lower those RPMs can be. That's why newer cars are starting to have even more speeds in their transmission to help maximize fuel economy. So there we are at 70. It is smooth, it is straight. The new tires are perfectly balanced. There is no shaking or any vibrations of any kind, being all brand new and perfectly balanced. So perfect straight alignment. Cruise control right here, I turned it on. Don't worry, I'm looking out front. Push the set button and then it says cruise engaged, and then it shows the little picture of the little cruise control. So the cruise control works like it should. I'm going to turn it back off. But when you first set it, it'll say cruise engaged on the digital display. Try to get around a couple trucks here. And we're at 75 miles per hour now. Still not passing this truck. I don't like driving behind big trucks or big dump trucks. Can't see, can't know what's going on up ahead. Likely to get a stone in your windshield, which wouldn't be good for your originality of your windshield on this. I mentioned on the walk around video, this is this car's original windshield, which is nice. Always good to preserve the original glass as long as you can. That sign said 60 miles an hour, and I had to go more than 75 to pass that dump truck. I don't know. Oh well. And we're cruising right along. Once again, out here on the freeway. This is nice, this is comfortable, this is quiet. The seat it fits me just right. The seat is very comfortable, you know, great visibility. I'm very, very happy with this car, very pleased. Almost 80 miles an hour, smooth as can be. And then you can sit here and think when you're cruising on the freeway, I'm getting 33 miles to the gallon. I mean, it's really good because, you know, a lot of mid-sized cars don't get that good, or you have to go down to something small like that car in front of us, a Chrysler 200, or like a Honda Civic or a Toyota Corolla, to get really much better mileage than this. And even then, you're lucky if you're 35, 6, 7 miles per gallon. So this is really nice to be 33 and to have the size of this car around you, and just for the passengers and the size of the trunk. So all those things. We're going to exit here, and then we are going to go back the way we came. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your watching. If you like what I do, you like my presentations, ring the bell and subscribe to my channel. Give a thumbs up. Leave a comment, please. sure, leave a comment with anything you'd like to say. If you own one of these cars and yours has 265,000 miles going strong, let me and everybody who's watching know. Say something about it. That'd be really neat. And if you want to see more, like I said in the beginning, if you want to see more of this car, inside, outside, under the hood, every which way, take a look at my my walk around video that's on my channel, real close to this one. Going back while we're at this red light to what we saw 6 minutes ago, the transportation car, it was a Malibu, I think like this, it might have been a couple years newer, and it said something transportation on the side. In my walk around video, I commented about that these cars are used widely in state cars, city cars, municipality cars, transportation cars, probably taxis somewhere. I'm sure there's people that drive Uber and Lyft that drive these. Fire chiefs. I've seen fire marshals and chiefs drive them in the past. So cars like this that are used in those other applications are often cars that have proven track records and reliability and predictable costs of ownership, which is why these big agencies buy them, companies as company fleet cars, or even rental car companies. That's why they buy them, because they know exactly what they're getting and they know exactly what it's going to cost them to own and operate it for however many years they plan to. But what it really means for the average person like you or me is that you know you're buying something that these big corporations and big outfits believe in being a good car. They wouldn't be, you're never, I commented to this on the walk around video, but I'm going to elaborate more. You wouldn't see a city or state agency, a police force full of Range Rovers, and there's a very good reason for that, and I'm not going to go into great detail, but if you know what I mean, you might know what I mean. You're not going to see them have Range Rover vehicles as their fleet police cars, because the cost of ownership is about probably 20 times the cost of ownership of this car, literally. So you're never going to see something like that. That's why the police drive Ford Explorers and Dodge Chargers, and I don't think they've ever used Malibus, but I believe Impalas have been used, so a lot of cars like that. So hopefully you understand my point of what I'm speaking about there. But I believe in that. Otherwise, I don't talk about anything that I don't believe in, but I believe in that, and I believe there's good logic and sound decision making behind companies and municipalities and fleets that buy vehicles, what vehicles they buy, which is interesting. That I don't want to keep talking about it, but it's interesting because most people's car buying decisions are emotional. Oh, I like the look of a Subaru, I'm going to go buy one. Oh, that Civic is so cute, I like that, I'm going to go buy that. That's great and all, but when businesses are making decisions, they make their decisions based on past performance and history and cost and depreciation and all those kind of things. And that's what I'm saying, is when the cars they pick are clearly the sensible, economical choices, and this falls right in there. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But a great driving experience. Something else I was thinking about saying when I compared this car to the fuel mileage only being marginally better, like in a Honda Civic or a Toyota Corolla. I mean, don't worry, I'm going to keep looking out front, but I want you to see how roomy that back seat is. I mean, look how much room, that's very comfortable, that back seat. Lots of floor space, that's worth giving your rear passengers, even if you have kids and there's going to be a couple kids back there, it's worth giving them certainly some more comfort, some more legroom. Well, the traffic going back this way is a little heavier. There's gauges. 62. And we're gonna get off at Hamilton Road here in about 1 mile. I appreciate everyone watching. You know, I think I hope everyone appreciates, but you know, I figure I'm driving this route, I might as well show you and record as much variety of my route as I can, so you get both city, freeway, on-ramps, off-ramps, different varying speeds all the way through and through. So I hope you have appreciated my video, and I would love to read your comment if you did. As I've said a couple of times, it brings me ultimate happiness to read or see comments about that my video has helped someone to make a buying decision in another state, another country, another land, another city, wherever it might be. That's very rewarding to me, so please share how you used my video. I guess I should say it like that. And we're gonna exit right here. Where's that license plate from? I don't recognize that. Oh, look at that. I don't think I've ever seen that license plate. Check that out, everybody. Let me zoom since we're sitting still. Florida. And it says Explore Off-Road, and it has a picture of a Jeep on the left. On the back of that Gladiator, right? Gladiator. I don't think I've ever seen that license plate. That's something new. Just when you think you know everything. It kind of thought it was New Mexico based on the color for a moment. There's a Chevy Cruze hatchback right in front of that Jeep. It's kind of a cool little car too. I like hatchbacks and wagons. Right there on the left. Right there. It's probably a lot newer than this car. Probably a 18 or 19 or 20 or somewhere in there, but a neat car. We'll go through these roundabouts here another time, and then I think that'll do it. Like I said in the beginning, and I think one other time, if you want to see more about this car, interior, exterior, under the hood, engine running, check out my walk around video, please. As I said when we went through these the first time, this car handles real nice through curves and through roundabouts like that. Really does. Holds the road nicely. Does just fine. Minimal body roll. Just a nice, comfortable car, you guys. I really can't say that enough. Comfortable, sensible, economical. Let me say it again. A lot of car for the money. It is. It's a lot of car for the money. I mean, whether it's this one or any other one that you buy, it's going to be somewhere, you know, in the similar price range. And I just think it's a really nice advantage to get this particular car with only having, once again, 123,000 miles, just turned 123,000 miles. Oh, there's that transport car again. It said Buckeye Transport. That's that. It looks like the same car, and I think that's a couple years newer than this one, but still, this is basically the same car. Yeah, 123,000 miles. goes a long way. Oh, and look right here. Look at the school transportation. I should have stopped there and shown that. I forgot. That school transportation lot, about almost every car in there is a Malibu. So, leading to my point that I've been talking about. Anyway, sorry to jump around. I have to talk about what I want to talk about right when it comes up. There was a black one that just turned the corner. 123,000 miles is really good miles. I mean, nobody can dispute that it's really good mileage. It's low miles really compared to a lot of cars out there, and it's low miles for the year. So, you know, makes this car an even better value compared to one sitting, you know, next to it that would have 165,000 miles. You know, it's nice to get low miles. So thanks again for watching, everyone. I think we've done enough here. Subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, give a thumbs up, leave your comments. I appreciate each and everybody here, and appreciate all your comments. Whatever you'd like to say, whatever you'd like to share, please feel free to do it. All right? Thanks so much, and we will see you next time right here on this channel. NSLTC. Does anybody know what LTC stands for? Peace. Bye-bye.